This is Andy Bryce of Easy Data Transform, and I'm going to demonstrate how you can quickly clean, filter, merge, deduplicate and scrub email lists so that you can create a perfect mailing list for your campaign. Here we have 3 data files. The first is an Excel file of recent orders, some of whom have opted in for emails. The second file is an Excel file of customers who previously opted into email campaigns. And the third file is a CSV file of customers we don't want to email, perhaps because they've unsubscribed from emails recently, or perhaps they've asked for refunds. It's also known as a scrub list. We want to create an email campaign by merging the first 2 lists and then removing all the emails in the scrub list. Drag the 3 files onto Easy Data Transform. An input is created for each item. Let's select the recent orders. We can see that we have 8 columns and 2,360 rows. We'll leave trim white space and simplify white space checked so that Easy Data Transform cleans up the white space for us. For example, removing leading and trailing spaces and replacing repeated white spaces with a single space. Here we have an email opt-in column, and we need to remove anyone who hasn't opted into emails. Let's click on the column profile to find out more about the data in this column. We can see that 797 of these rows are opted in for email. Let's add a filter transform to remove any rows that aren't opted in. With the input item selected, click Filter to create a filter transform. And we want to keep rows where opt-in is yes. We now have 797 rows. Now we want to merge this dataset with our already opted in customers. If we click on the opted in dataset, we'll see that the column names are different. Here we're only really interested in the email address, first names and last name, so let's rename the columns in the recent orders dataset to match the opted in list. Now we want to stack the 2 datasets one on top of the other. Let's use Control-click to select the opted-in dataset, or Command-click on Mac, and then click on the Stack transform. And we want to stack by header name using only the top dataset columns, so that the columns in the bottom dataset that we're not interested in are ignored. So these 2 datasets have now been merged into a new dataset with 4,249 rows. Note that the order of stacking is based on the relative position of the 2 inputs to stack. If we move one of the inputs below the other, the stacking order changes. For example, like this. We'll leave it how it is for now. Let's have a quick look at the profile of the email column in the new dataset. We can see that we have some empty values and we also have some duplicated values. We want to remove any rows where the email is invalid, either because it's badly formed or missing. We need the Verify transform to do that, and it's one of the advanced transforms, so we need to check the Show Advanced box to see it. With the Stack transform selected, click Verify. A Verify transform has been added. We want to use the isValidEmail rule for the email column. We'll leave the rule fail severity as warning, and now we want to filter the results to keep only the rows with no warning fails. So we can see that 6 rows with invalid emails have been removed, either because the emails were missing or badly formed. Now we want to get rid of any duplicate emails so that we don't send the same person an email twice. With the Verify transform selected, click Dedupe. And we want to dedupe on the email column. And we're not worried about differences of case. This has removed another 31 rows with duplicate emails. Now finally we want to remove every email that's in our scrub list. So let's Control-click the scrub list and click on the Subtract transform. and we want to choose the email columns in both data sets, as that's what we're matching on. And again, we don't care about case sensitivity. So we've now removed from the top data set 123 emails that were in the scrub list. Again, it's important which order the data sets are in, as the lower data set of the two is removed from the top data set. We can also use various other transforms to tidy up our data. For example, the split name transform can be used where we have a single column of names and we want to split it into first name, last name, title, etc. The reorder cols transform can be used to change the column order. Once we've finished transforming our data, we can output it to a new file ready to use in our email campaign. We can output to a wide range of data formats including Excel, CSV, XML and JSON, but here we'll choose Excel format again. We can also save this whole data flow to use again, so the process should only take seconds next time. If any of the file locations have changed, just change the inputs to point to the new files and browse to the new file location. This is a small example, but Easy Data Transform can easily handle data sets with millions of rows. Easy Data Transform can also do a whole range of other data transformations to clean up, merge, reformat and reshape your data. Easy Data Transform is available for Windows and Mac. You can download a fully functional free trial from our website. It only takes a few seconds and you don't even have to give us your email address.